Hello there. Football. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're thrilled to have you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Now, grab your popcorn and get comfy because today's video is going to be an absolute roller coaster. Let's jump right in. Imagine this, you're a respected NFL insider, working your tail off to get the latest breaking news. You're up to your eyeballs in insider information, tweeting out updates. And then suddenly, boom, you get hit with a curveball, a prank that's so good it could have been scripted for a comedy show. Let me take you back in time, not too long ago, but long enough to leave us all shaking our heads. We're talking about Mike Mularkey, the former head coach of the Tennessee Titans, and his little stunt that went down like a bag of hot chips. Here's the scene. Mularkey, with his job on the line and thinking he was about to get the boot, decided to play a little trick on Ian Rapoport, one of the NFL's most respected and well-known insiders. Why? Well, Mularkey wasn't in the mood to go quietly. No. He was about to mess with the media. And who better to target than someone with a reputation for being one of the quickest to report big news? Yep, that's right, Rapoport. So, what did Mularkey do? Did he go the typical route and, I don't know, send a cryptic message or give a no comment answer? Nope. He did something way bolder. He told Rapoport that he was about to get a contract extension. Now, if you're an insider like Rapoport, you've got your sources. You trust them. And when one of them tells you something that sounds a little out of the blue but plausible, you run with it. And that's exactly what Rapoport did. He reported the news to the world: Mularkey's getting an extension, folks. And boom, the NFL world went wild. Fans, analysts, everyone started chiming in. But here's the kicker: Mularkey wasn't about to get an extension at all. He wasn't even about to keep his job. Nope. He was just having a laugh, getting back at the higher-ups in Tennessee who were preparing to fire him. He played a prank at the expense of Rapoport's reputation. And just like that, Rapoport found himself with egg on his face. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, wait, how did Ian Rapoport handle all this? Well, my friends, the poor guy was thrown into the fire. Rapoport, being a professional, owned up to the mistake when he discussed it on NFL Network. He admitted that, at the time, he was younger and more eager to break news. He explained how the whole situation turned into a PR nightmare for him, as he faced online ridicule and scorn for trusting Mularkey. And, let's face it, who can blame him for trusting a source, especially one with so much access? It wasn't just a funny little prank. No, it was a lesson in how trust in the media can get tested when sources play games like this. And while Rapoport made it clear that he didn't hold any grudges, the damage was done, and it wasn't pretty. Imagine all the online comments and memes going around about it. I'm talking Twitter floods. People getting creative with their "I told you so's" and the usual mix of internet humor that follows any news mishap. The whole thing had the subtlety of a sledgehammer. But hey, if there's a silver lining here, it's this was a wake-up call for reporters everywhere. If you're not double-checking your sources, you're basically setting yourself up to be duped. And, let's face it, we've all seen the rise of speed journalism. It's not about who has the best sources anymore. It's about who can tweet it first. But in this game, if you don't get it right, you could end up like Rapoport, taking heat from all sides. This whole incident was one of the many examples of what happens when the world of sports media and public relations collide in such a spectacularly messy way. It's like that one time when a player runs into the wrong play. Everyone knows it's wrong, but no one can stop the chaos from unfolding. Rapoport's experience is a cautionary tale for every reporter and journalist. The desire to be first is strong. But let's not forget that accuracy should always come first. When you're dealing with sources, a little bit of skepticism never hurt anyone. And maybe, just maybe, Mularkey's prank should remind us all of the importance of confirmation. So the next time you get a juicy scoop, maybe take an extra second to ask a second source. It could save you a whole lot of embarrassment. But hey, we all make mistakes. It's what makes this whole media world so interesting, right? The rush to break news, the excitement of getting the story out there, it's a high. But there's a reason it's called journalism. We've got a responsibility to get it right, even if it means waiting just a little longer. So, where does that leave us now? Well, Mularkey has moved on. Rapoport has moved on. And the Titans? Well, they're still trying T. NFL fines Jameson Williams and Patrick Mahomes for controversial celebrations. In a season where the NFL has been particularly vigilant about post-touchdown celebrations, two big-name players found themselves on the wrong side of the league's rules. Detroit Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams and Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes were both fined for their respective touchdown celebrations, marking the second such fine for Williams this season. Jameson Williams fined for Marshawn Lynch tribute. Detroit Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams has been slapped with a $19.697 fine for unsportsmanlike conduct, obscene gestures, following a touchdown against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 11. It wasn't just any touchdown dive. Williams took a page from Marshawn Lynch's playbook and performed a backward dive into the end zone while grabbing his crotch, emulating the legendary celebration that Lynch famously did after his stunning Beastquake run in the 2011 NFC Wild Card game. For context, Marshawn Lynch made his name known across the NFL world with his 67-yard touchdown run against the New Orleans Saints during that wild card matchup. Following the run, Lynch grabbed his crotch in what became one of the most iconic celebrations in NFL history. While Lynch wasn't fined for that celebration, the NFL did hit him with an $11.050 fine when he repeated the gesture after another big touchdown run against the Arizona Cardinals on Christmas Day 2014. In Williams' case, the NFL took action, marking this as the second time he's been penalized this season for a celebration. Back in Week 4, he was fined $14.069 after dunking the ball over the crossbar following a 70-yard touchdown run against the Seahawks. Despite the fine, no flags were thrown on the play during the Lions' dominant 52-6 win over the Jaguars, showing that the NFL is now more focused on penalizing specific types of celebratory gestures after the fact. Patrick Mahomes fined for finger guns gesture. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes found himself in hot water with the NFL after a touchdown celebration in the Kansas City Chiefs' 30-21 loss to the Buffalo Bills. Mahomes, known for his flair and charisma, was fined $14.069 for what the NFL deemed a violent gesture, his celebration of Noah Gray's 1-yard touchdown reception, which involved him making finger gun motions. The NFL has a long-standing policy against what it considers violent gestures, and Mahomes' finger guns fell into that category. This wasn't the first time such gestures have been penalized this season. In fact, New York Jets wide receiver Allen Lazard received a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in Week 4 for performing a similar finger gun celebration after a play, which wiped out a 13-yard gain. For Mahomes, this is his second fine for unsportsmanlike conduct. His first came last December when he was docked $50.000 for verbally abusing officials during a loss to the Buffalo Bills. A growing trend, NFL's crackdown on celebrations. These fines reflect the NFL's ongoing crackdown on touchdown celebrations that it deems inappropriate or overly provocative. While the league has long allowed players to express themselves on the field, celebrations involving gestures that could be seen as violent, obscene, or disrespectful have increasingly been penalized. Williams and Mahomes are not the only high-profile players to have faced fines this season. The league is clearly tightening its rules around celebrations, sending a message that certain gestures will not be tolerated, even if they are part of the players' personalities. As for Williams and Mahomes, both players will likely have to adjust their celebrations moving forward. For Williams, his tribute to Lynch's Beastquake move might need to be retired, while Mahomes will have to find new, less controversial ways to celebrate his touchdown passes. In the end, it seems clear that the NFL's focus on maintaining decorum and avoiding celebrations that could lead to negative attention is intensifying. Whether or not these fines will lead to more relaxed rules in the future remains to be seen. But for now, players will need to be mindful of the fine line between celebration and unsportsmanlike conduct.